Standing in the immigration line is honestly one of the most nerve-wracking parts of travel. No matter how many times you've done it, there's always that little voice in your head saying, "What if I say the wrong thing?" Customs and immigration officers can seem intimidating. Their job is to decide if you can enter the country or not. And one wrong answer, even an innocent mistake, can suddenly turn a smooth vacation into a long interrogation. But here's the good news. Once you understand why they ask these questions, you'll see that most of them are actually pretty simple if you know how to answer them. So today, we're breaking down 10 tricky customs and immigration questions. What they're really asking, what not to say, and the smart way to answer confidently every time. What's the purpose of your visit? This is always the first question, and it sets the tone for your entire entry interview. They're not making small talk, they're verifying your story. Your answer must match your visa type exactly. If you're there on a tourist visa, just say something simple like, "I'm here on vacation for 2 weeks." Do not start explaining that you might check out a few business meetings. Even one vague word like work can raise red flags. Keep your tone friendly and calm. They're not looking for details. They're looking for confidence and consistency. How long do you plan to stay? This one sounds innocent, but it's really designed to test your planning. Officers want to make sure you actually intend to leave when you say you will. If you're staying for 2 weeks, just say 2 weeks. If your trip is flexible, still pick a number and stick to it. Don't say things like, "I'm not sure yet," or "maybe longer." Uncertainty makes them wonder if you plan to overstay your visa. And here's a pro tip. Have your return ticket handy, either printed or pulled up on your phone. It proves you already plan to go home, and that instantly earns trust. Where will you be staying? They want to know you're not just wandering around aimlessly. A clear, confident answer shows you're a responsible traveler. If you're staying with family or friends, just say, "I'll be staying with my sister in Miami." If it's a hotel, give the name and city. No need for the full street address unless they ask. Even if your trip is flexible, have at least your first few nights booked and ready to show. Saying, "I'm still deciding," makes you sound unprepared. So, do you have a return ticket? This is honestly the silent make-or-break question. It tells them everything they need to know about your intentions. Having proof of onward travel, even if it's just a refundable or flexible ticket, instantly removes suspicion. If your plans are still open, it's a good idea to book a refundable return ticket just to show as proof. You can always change it later, but it gives immigration something tangible to verify. Never say, "I'll buy my ticket later." That's honestly one of the fastest ways to trigger a secondary inspection. What do you do for work? Now, this question isn't about judging your career. It's really about financial stability. They want to make sure you can support yourself while abroad and aren't secretly looking for a job in their country. So, answer clearly and confidently. "I'm retired," or "I work in finance," or "I own a small business." If you're between jobs, that's totally fine. Just be ready to explain briefly how you're paying for your trip. You might mention savings, a pension, or support from a family member. What they're really checking for is reassurance that you're not planning to work illegally or run out of money while visiting. How much money are you carrying? This one often catches people off guard. They're not trying to tax you, they're checking for smuggling or money laundering. Most countries allow up to $10,000 in undeclared cash. Anything above that must be declared when you enter. But honestly, they might also be assessing if you can afford your stay. You don't need to pull out stacks of bills. Just explain that you have credit cards, a debit card, and enough funds to cover your visit. If you're ever asked for proof, a printed bank statement or a digital balance screenshot usually does the trick. Did you pack your own bags? This one feels obvious, but it's a critical security question. They're checking whether anyone could have slipped something into your luggage. Always say, "Yes, I packed my bags myself." If someone helped you, just be honest and explain who and how. They don't want a life story. They want to know you're aware of your belongings. A calm, confident, "Yes, I packed everything myself," keeps the process moving fast. Are you traveling alone? This question helps them build your travel story. They want to know who you're with and if the story makes sense. If you're traveling with family, say so clearly. "I'm traveling with my wife and daughter." If you're alone, that's perfectly fine. Just say it simply. Avoid being vague. Officers look for consistency between your answers and your travel documents. If your story matches your ticket, your lodging, and your demeanor, you'll be through the line in seconds. Do you have family or friends in this country? This can be a tricky one if you're visiting relatives. It's perfectly fine to say yes, but make it clear you're there to visit, not to move in. For example, "Yes, my son lives in Toronto and I'm visiting him for 2 weeks." If asked, be ready with their name, address, or phone number. It helps prove your story checks out. And remember, the key is to sound relaxed and factual, not like you're reciting a script. Do you have anything to declare? This is where, honestly, a lot of travelers slip up. Many people think this only applies to expensive electronics or alcohol. But actually, it can include food, souvenirs, or even medication. Always check the rules of your destination before your flight. If you're unsure, it's really safer to declare it. Saying, "I'm not sure if this needs to be declared," shows honesty and awareness. 2 qualities officers immediately respect. Hiding something, even by accident, can lead to fines, confiscation, or worse, a travel ban. Bonus question. Have you visited here before? They already know the answer. They're just testing your honesty. Your passport and their computer screen tell them everything, so just be upfront. "Yes, I visited last summer for a week." If you can't recall the exact date, just say around June or earlier this year. It's not about precision. It's about matching their data. The best travelers aren't the ones who memorize answers. They're the ones who stay calm, consistent, and confident. Immigration officers are trained to detect stress and hesitation. If your answers flow naturally and match your documents, you'll glide through while everyone else fumbles for words. And if you ever want a shortcut to knowing entry rules before your trip, check the government site of the country you're visiting or trusted resources like ivisa.com for updated info. So, next time you find yourself walking up to that immigration booth, remember, it's not an interrogation, it's a conversation. You don't need to know every law or regulation. You just need to sound like a traveler who knows exactly why they're there and when they're leaving. Answer with confidence, stay calm, and you'll be through faster than you can say passport. Please. If you found this guide helpful, make sure to subscribe for more insider airport secrets and travel hacks. Because the smartest travelers don't just pack light, they pack knowledge. Safe travels, and I'll see you in the next video.